Hello, welcome back. In the last class we studied and we have to see what are the computer systems which are developed in the previous years, and one after other we have to see and how the development is done with the help of some additional hardware or with the help of some additional devices which are connected for a particular systems, each and every system. So in this lecture we are going to see some of additional features which are available for the generation to generation the movement. In the first generation computers we saw, vacuum tubes are used as for representing storing the information. The vacuum tubes as more expensive and also which occupies more space in the rooms. Okay. So in the previous class, the first generation systems are all completed. Now we move to see the second generation computers and what are the major changes are done or happen in the second generation computers. Let's start. Second generation computers in 1947 they developed in second generation computers where the transistors was invented. In the first generation computers we saw vacuum tubes. Instead of using vacuum tubes, the second generation computers uses transistors. The transistor made computers smaller, whereas in the generation 1 computers have occupied more space. When they introduced transistors at this particular time in the second generations, the computers becomes smaller, less expensive also. Expensiveness is less when compared to the first generation computers, right? And increased calculating speed also with the comparison of previous generation computers. Here only introduced transistors. With the transistor introduction, the smaller computer size is going smaller and less expensive, and also calculating speed is very high, right? So that's about the second generation computer. See this diagram representation. Second generation computers also saw a new way data was stored. Up to now, first generation computers do not introduce the memory. Now they have introduced memory, data has to be stored. Where in the second generations, in the previous first generation of a computers, they saw punch cards. In the second generation computers, they modified punch cards with the magnetic tapes. How they modified? Punch cards are modified with the magnetic tapes. So, and the real two machines, wheels and the tapes. In the previous, when you are in the 5 years old or the 3 years old, we have many number of recording with that. Real recordings are there. So at the second, that happened in the second generation, storing with the reels. UNAC machine is there for storing reels as like this. Reel, magnetic reels, not magnetic tapes. After the reels they introduced magnetic tapes. Okay. So UNAC computer was first commercial mass production computers. In the 50s, UNAC, a computational of universal atomic computer system they developed. So UNAC was the first computer to employ magnetic tape. Magnetic tapes to store information. UNAC machine will be used and produce the first system for storing the data with the help of reels. That is the second generation. The modifications is done with the generations to generation. Here in the third generation, the computer systems becomes very small. Where you have to see the transistors were replaced with the integrated circuits. Vacuum tubes, first generation, second generation transistors, third generation integrated circuits. Simply we say ICs, integrated circuits. One integrated circuit would replace hundreds of transistors. Hundreds of transistors will be kept in one IC, integrated circuit. This made computers even smaller and even faster as compared to the first generation computers. Okay? So in the beginning of a computer room size, after that it is a bench size, and now it is a very smaller computer which will be designed and also which produce very faster, producing very faster in the third computer generation, right? And the fourth generation computers, generations to generation, the computerized information and all the data or designing of a system will also modify with the newer technologies. And fourth generations of computers, 1970s they developed. 1970s they developed fourth generations. The Intel Corporation invented this. Intel Corporation invented the microprocessors. That is an entire CPU on one chip. Entire CPU is on one chip. This led to microcomputers, computers and a desk. Computers or microcomputers on a desk. Room space will become on one desk. Okay. So this is the fourth generation of a computers. Okay. So the generation by generation, the computers will be replaced and modified into different featured enablers. So in that we have to saw one generation uses something, another generation uses modified with the previous one. So likewise the fast, four things happened. Cost expensive is reduced, generated by generation, expensive of money, and also space will be reduced, and also third one is the speed of the execution. Will be very fast. Okay. See the first topic in our syllabus. Computer system. What is a computer system? Before going to see the computer system, now we have to see the computer. What is a computer? Computer is an electronic device. Which device is that computer? Computer is an electronic device. Computer is an electronic device which takes input data, which takes the input data and processes that data and gives output to the user. 3 points. Computer is an electronic device which take input from the user and processes it and will be given output to the corresponding output to the user. Computer. Charles Babbage is the father of the computer. Charles Babbage is the father of the computers. We use computers to get accurate results and fast results. Why do we use computers? Not for gaming. Not for gaming or not for chit-chatting or not for we are using such things. But we use the computers to get accurate results and the fast results. Accurate results and the fast results. For that purpose we use computers. Right? Computer systems. Now we move to know computer system. What is a computer system? Computer is an electronic device, but if we call a system as a computer system, if you call a system as a computer system, then the complete computer system is consisting of the hardware and the software. What is a computer system? Complete computer system will be of two things. What is that? Hardware of a computer system and also software of a computer system. Hardware of a computer system and also the software of a computer system. Okay. Now see computer systems. Computer system hardware. Computer systems and the computer system hardware. What is the hardware? If you combine hardware and the software, then we call the computer system. Computer system. Hardware. What is the hardware? What is the hardware? Hardware is a physical components of a computer system. What is the hardware? Hardware is a physical components. Physical component. Hardware is a physical component of a computer system, whereas if you take software, software is a program. What is a software? Software is a program, whereas hardware is a physical components of a computer system. Physical components. That means that we can touch and feel. That we can touch and feel. That is hardware. Hardware is nothing but a physical components of a computer system, that which we can touch and feel. Whereas if you take the software, software is a program, set of instructions. The hardware will be feel when we touch. The software is not that. We cannot touch the software. Okay. So this is the computer system is a system which consists of hardware and the software. Okay. Hardware is a physical component and software is a program. Simply. Okay. Now move to know computer hardware. What kind of hardware related to the computers? Now we have to list the hardware parts in a computer system. Computer system can be having input devices. When we give the input to the system, all those are input devices. When we going to get output from the system, all those devices are the output devices. Not only input devices and output devices, some more components are there for the computer hardware. What are those? Let me see. Okay, when you give input, all those are input system. From keyboard you give input to computer. From mouse you will give input to the computer. So what are input devices? Input devices are keyboard, mouse, scanning input device, joystick. What are the input devices? More input devices are there. All those are the input devices. What are output devices? Monitor. First one is the monitor. Will monitor the output. Okay. So printer. Printer is one of the output devices. Next what? Speakers. Speakers, one of the output device. Projector. Projector is also another output device. Central processing unit is output device. Microprocessor, we simply called microprocessor. Primary storage, floppy disk, DVD disk, next pen drives. All are auxiliary storage memory, additional storage memories. Primary storage memories are there. Random access memory and read-only memories are there. Read-only memories and random access memories are also there in the primary memories computer. All those are hardware. These all parts we have to touch. When we touch this, we have to feel. Okay? So disks, auxiliary storage, disks are there, tapes are there, we have to touch. Printer, all components of the hardware, computer hardware. What is a computer hardware? Computer hardware is simply say that physical components of a computer, those computers that we can touch and feel, physical components. When you open the central processing unit, more hardware devices are switch mode power supply, SMPS, that which we can touch, SMPS, microprocessor, RAM, ROM, bus systems, transferring the data. Fans, number of fans are 2 fans are there, input fans and output fan. That is also hardware for the computer. Okay. So major one, motherboard is there. Motherboard, very very important. Motherboard for connecting all the devices to supply power to all the devices. We compulsorily use motherboard. More devices are there. All those devices which we can touch and feel. That is hardware devices. Move to the software. Move to the software. What is a software? Software is simple. Say that software is a collection of programs. What are software? Collection of programs. Software is a collection of programs. Collection of program or the instructions. A set of instructions. Software. The software will be divided into 2 categories, maybe 3 categories. Utility software is also there. 3 categories, that is not mentioned here. Utility software. System software. Without system software, the system cannot run. Cannot turn on even. Without the system software in your system, the system cannot turn on. The system softwares are of many kinds. Operating system is the major system software. Operating systems. Unix, Linux, Windows, Android, Kali. Linux, Ubuntu, all these are the operating systems, special operating system. Operating system is a software which is a system software for every computer. If the system can turn on, you simply compulsorily having the operating system. Right. Under system software, system support file softwares are there. System supporting files, some system supporting softwares are there. Disk operating system, DOS operating system files, and boot files are there. Those files are system support files. System development files, files are also there. So those files will be executed to run the system. System software is a software. Without system software, computer cannot run. If system will run, compulsorily we use system software. Turn. Okay. So next, utility software. Utility software are the softwares, programs. What are utility softwares in the sense? Antivirus softwares. Next one, drivers software. If you attach any additional hardware to the computer, you compulsorily install the particular supported driver for a system. Okay, you compulsorily install the software. That software is called a driver software. And next, application software. What is an application software? Application software is a software. With the help of application software, we can perform more applications. General purpose application softwares are there. Application specific purpose softwares are there. More application purpose. Crores of application softwares are there. Tell me some more application softwares while passing this video. All of you well known about application software. For browsing internet, we may use many number of application softwares. Google Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox. Likewise, many number of applications only for searching. Not only those, all other social softwares are application softwares. Many crores of application softwares are. Even if you run and again in your phone or in any system, you use one software, that is application software. What is an application software? Application software is a software which perform an application. If you see, more number of applications, crores of applications, developing. Okay, so all those are the application software performing some operation. Utility software. Without utility software, the additional devices cannot be run. System software. Without system software, system cannot be run. The combination of these all software is simply called as a software. Programs, instructions, modules, methods. Likewise, every language is pronouncing different ways. That is computer software. Now, what is a computer system? Computer system is the combination of hardware and the software. Hardware is physical component, that which we can touch. Software is a program. We cannot touch, that we can develop. We can develop the program. Right? Computer software and the computer hardware. Next, move. The relationship between the different applications. Relationship between the system software and the application software. How it relates? See, users. We are the user. If I want to send a message through the device. That device is a computer or the phone. That device have some operating system. So first of all, I have to send an information through the WhatsApp to you. What I want to do? Just I have to log in into the system. Otherwise, I have to unlock my mobile phone. First process, unlocking the mobile phone. And next, what we have to do? We have to choose an application program. What is that application program? WhatsApp is an application program. WhatsApp is an application program. From that application program, user can open that application program using application software. This is application software. WhatsApp application software. From that WhatsApp application software, whatever we gave the input into the WhatsApp application, simply hi message, that message has to be transferred or translated to WhatsApp application through system software, that is operating system. What is that system software? Operating system software. Operating system software directly will communicate to the hardware. Whatever the hardware you have to get. That related system software and give the hardware. Hi message will be given to the opponent person. From that, if anyone uses to reply the message, hardware to system software to application software to user, the message will be flowing from the reverse way. Okay? So that is the relation. This diagram will give you the clear representation. This diagram will give you the clear representation. Here, user can open many number of application softwares. See, Twitter, WhatsApp, MS Paint, Facebook, MS Word, Photoshop, all are the softwares which are belongs to application softwares. User can use these softwares. Through these softwares, operating system will be used to execute. Windows or Linux or Mac OS or Solaris operating systems or the Android operating system. Whatever the operating system you need, you have through that operating system. Hardwares. What are hardware? Web camera, printer, scanner. Likewise, many number of devices which you can order. The drivers, printer drivers. If you want to run the printer with your computer, you have to install printer drivers, scanner drivers, webcam drivers, DVD drivers, audio drivers. All the drivers should be installed to execute your system. To communicate with any hardware devices provided by third-party vendors such as Canon, Lenovo, Real, Samsung, Realtek, compulsory install a software device that is called printer software devices. That is called utility software. Utility software. Drivers. We simply call drivers. The relationship between these applications. Okay. So with this we conclude our topics. We have to stop here. So in this class we studied about the previous generations, generation 1, 2, 3, 4 generations of a computer, and what is a computer, definition of computer, a computer system, hardware and the software of a computer system. Okay, so the hardware and software we have to saw, and we combine hardware and software with the completely computer system we have. Okay. So at this particular time I have to stop this class. We will continue in the next class. Thank you.